Good morning, everyone. I'm Vanessa from the University of Queensland, and today my talk is focused on novel copper-64 labeled ligands for CXCR4-directed theranostics. Theranostics is a stratified approach to medicine, which ultimately aims to improve patient outcomes. Targeted copper theranostics, or TCT for short, offer significant advantages in the development of next-generation theranostics, and combines the use of copper-67 for radionuclide therapy and copper-64 for diagnostic imaging. This approach has found utility in oncology, and one prime example here is the theranostics of meningioma using copper-64 and copper-67 SAR-TIT. This study was carried out by Clarity Pharmaceuticals and the Royal North Shore Hospital and highlights the clinical benefits of using this copper pairing in that they provide high accuracy in disease diagnosis and high precision in treatment using the exact same targeting molecule. The white arrows, as you can see here, are pointing to the exact same spot where copper-64 SAR-TIT and copper-67 SAR-TIT are targeting in the brain. To further demonstrate the utility of copper-64 and copper-67 radionuclide pairing in oncology theranostics, a series of radiopharmaceuticals was developed in the discovery pipeline. CXCR4 is chosen as a target of choice as it is known to play a significant role in tumor metastases and disease progression and is overexpressed on more than 23 kinds of solid tumors, including brain, breast, and prostate cancers. The ligands used were designed, developed, and validated in a series of assays to evaluate stability, target affinity, and specificity, and how they behave towards the cells in vitro. In vivo evaluation is then carried out using PET imaging and biodistribution studies with preclinical cancer xenografts generated in mice. Finally, therapeutic translation is carried out with copper-67 and the lead compound is identified for downstream clinical translation. For this purpose, 3 CXCR4 targeting constructs were prepared, namely SAR-CXCR4, the pegylated SAR-PEG-CXCR4, as well as the bivalent SAR-B-CXCR4, each of which containing a sarcophagein cage, which forms highly stable copper complexes and allows for copper radionuclide pairing for theranostics using a single precursor. Secondly, a CXCR4 targeting peptide, and a PET linker allowing pharmacokinetic behavior to be modulated in vivo. All 3 radio tracers demonstrated extremely high stabilities towards transchelation in the presence of excess EDTA and high metabolic stability in the presence of mouse serum. Partition coefficient measurements revealed that as expected, pegylation lowered the lipophilicity as indicated by the much lower log p-value of SAR-PEG-CXCR4 compared to SAR-CXCR4, while increasing peptide valency to 2 makes the ligand more lipophilic, as seen from the higher log p-value of SAR-B-CXCR4 compared to that of SAR-CXCR4. Cell binding and internalization assays were performed in SKB3 adenocarcinoma cells to investigate the fate of the radio tracers in vitro. All 3 radio tracers showed rapid cellular uptake in the first 30 minutes, which gradually plateaued off thereafter. A reduction in cell uptake was observed when blocking was carried out with excess co-native peptide, and this is indicated by the dashed lines, demonstrating the specificity of the radio tracers towards CXCR4. As expected, the most lipophilic tracer, SAR-B-CXCR4, demonstrated the highest cell internalization. Surprisingly, SAR-CXCR4 and SAR-PEG-CXCR4 showed similar internalization behavior in spite of their differences in lipophilicity. The radio tracers were evaluated in a preclinical small animal lymphoma xenograft model. PET imaging was carried out in dowdy xenograft-bearing SCID mice, and all radio tracers showed fast radioactivity accumulation into the liver, that's indicated by the black line, and the kidneys, represented by the purple line. Hepatic accumulation peaked at 5 minutes and remained constant thereafter, with SAR-B-CXCR4 displaying the highest hepatic retention over the first 60 minutes post-injection. PET imaging confirmed tumor targeting and accumulation for all radio tracers, and SAR-CXCR4 showed superior tumor targeting compared to SAR-PAC-CXCR4 and SAR-B-CXCR4. And this is further exemplified in the PET images. PET images from a later time point at 24 hours post-injection revealed the superior tumor targeting and retention of SAR-CXCR4 compared to the other two sarcophagein analogs. And you can see that there is a very persistent tumor accumulation at 24 hours post-injection. Unfortunately, tumor washout was observed for SAR-PAC-CXCR4 with tumor uptake decreasing distinctly at 24 hours post-injection compared to that at 1 hour post-injection. While a very low tumor uptake was observed for SAR-B-CXCR4, which rapidly decreased to close to background levels at 24 hours post-injection. Clearance from kidneys and the bladder were observed for all radial tracers, indicating renal clearance, which is typical for small peptides such as these. A kinetic analysis was carried out using a two-phase decay model, giving us an idea of the biodistribution at elimination rates and half-lives of the radial tracers. It can be seen that pegylation reduces both the distribution and elimination rate constants, as SAR-PAC-CXCR4 demonstrated much lower K distribution and K elimination compared to SAR-CXCR4. And this is in line with previous literature that pegylation helps to prolong circulation time in the body. Interestingly, increasing the peptide valency from 1 to 2 to give SAR-B-CXCR4 did not have a large impact on distribution and elimination rate constants. As you can see that SAR-CXCR4 and SAR-B-CXCR4 demonstrated very similar K distribution and K elimination. However, the elimination half-life was greatly prolonged from 16 minutes for SAR-CXCR4 to close to 43 minutes for SAR-B-CXCR4 as the peptide valency increases, and this might be attributed to changes in lipophilicity, which caused the clearance kinetics of SAR-B-CXCR4 to differ greatly from that of SAR-CXCR4. To conclude, 3 CXCR4 targeting radial tracers were successfully prepared, with copper-64 labeled SAR-CXCR4 showing superior tumor targeting and retention, resulting in high-resolution PET-CT images. And these are promising radial tracers for future application in endoradiotherapy with copper-67. I would like to give a huge thank you to my supervisory team, Chris and Idris, as well as the team from Clarity Pharmaceuticals, Ellen, Matt, and Noki for their support. And also a huge thank you to everyone who has helped me with my experiments, including Ting Xiang, Nick, Corinne, and Marianne. And thank you to the direct group members for their support. And thank you for your time.